A lot of people will comment and ask me about protection rituals. And to be honest, I don't really have a protection ritual in so much as I have a cleansing routine. I am very much on top of my spiritual baths, my head cleanses, my floor washes, and things like that. I don't specialize in performing spell work, but I do specialize in cleaning spell work. I honestly treat my cleansing routine as a sort of reversal process where any energy that is being sent to me, I cleanse it off and I tell my spirit team that they can do with it what they wish. Your spiritual team is going to be your first line of defense in terms of defending you in this spiritual world. When we are getting into the energy of sending spell work back and forth or doing particular rituals, then we could move into a space where we are actually creating more bad karma and more bad energy for ourselves instead of surrendering to God and allowing God to decide how this energy will be redistributed. Hello, beautiful people. It is Oshun Kimmy, your sage, your mystic, your guru, and your spiritual informant. And today I am coming with the tea on spiritual cleansing, on how to take a proper spiritual bath and how to properly use herbs to cleanse yourself, your home, and of course your head, because the head is the head of the body and the head of your life. And so a few things to know: if you are not using herbs, you're not really taking a spiritual bath. If you're not using herbs, you're not really cleansing energy. Salt and oils are additions to certain baths, and oils should not really be used in cleansing baths because oils can make things stick to the body. And if you're trying to cleanse energy off the body, then you are defeating the purpose. Salt is a good addition to any cleansing bath, but it should not be the primary ingredient in a proper spiritual bath. And without further ado, let's get into the herbs that I'm introducing today. First herb that we're going to talk about is one of my favorite herbs because it is so extremely versatile, and I always have to have it in my head washes. And so this herb is peppermint. Peppermint is a banishing herb. It is a good herb for luck and prosperity, so it's also associated with bringing in money. It is a purification herb. It enhances focus and psychic ability, especially if you're using the oil. You can anoint your temples and your third eye with the peppermint oil, and you will enhance your sense of spiritual awareness. That is why it is all the more important to have strong intentions when you are using this herb, because it can do so many things. So ensure that you are talking to your herbs so the herbs can know exactly what it is you would like them to do and perform for you. Herbs are alive. Just like we can talk to the trees and the water, we can talk to herbs. The next herb we're going to discuss is also very versatile. It is a herb that is associated with so many angelic beings and orishas in the Yoruba Ifa tradition. And this herb is basil. Basil is a very powerful cleansing herb, and you will hear it used a lot in cleansing rituals, especially when you are using fresh basil. Like peppermint, basil can also be associated with money, prosperity, protection, enhancement of psychic abilities. You can banish, you can protect, you can purify, you can attract, etc. And so the final herb we're going to give an overview of is hyssop. And hyssop is famous for being referenced in the Bible. Purge me with hyssop and make me clean. And so this herb is very useful when dealing with negative energy, when wanting to break generational curses as well, for getting rid of very, very heavy energy. And because of its reference in the Bible, it is considered a very holy herb, just like basil is a very holy herb as well. So let's talk spiritual baths. And the question that I want to answer first is, yes, you can take a spiritual bath. When healers and spiritualists talk about spiritual baths, they're not literally meaning that you have to be in a bathtub. It's just a process of making a particular water to use in a cleansing ritual. And when you are trying to take a bath to rid negative energy, you don't necessarily need to be sitting in that water anyways. And when people purchase spiritual baths from my Etsy, you will see very clear instructions that say this is the type of bath that you pour over yourself. And so to create a spiritual bath with peppermint, hyssop, and basil, you could get these herbs in the fresh form which is easier, you can simply get these herbs in the dried form. Place a large pot of water on your stove, bring it to a boil, pour in your herbs, and let that boil on medium for about 30 minutes. Once the water has completely cooled, as in there should be no heat to this water, you can amplify your spiritual bath by adding in Florida water, salt, lemon, or lime. You're going to strain the water into a large bowl, basin, bucket, whatever it is that you have. Take your regular shower, and then after your regular shower, pour that water over yourself very slowly and intentionally. And as you are doing so, you can speak the types of things that you want to leave your life. I also like to work with Psalms. Once I am boiling the water, I will speak a particular Psalms over it between 3 and 9 times. And so when I'm pouring the water over me, that intention and those words that I have spoken are washing over me as well. Do not tell people when you have taken a spiritual bath, because if someone close to you is doing spiritual work against you, then they will know your spiritual cleansing process and will know when to reattach negative energy back onto you. The next cleansing process that we're going to talk about is head washes. It should be an absolute must in everybody's routine. Who is experiencing a lot of witchcraft or negative energy, you need to be on top of your head washes. So to prepare a good head wash, you can get all 3 of these ingredients I've discussed. Get the hyssop, get the basil, get the peppermint. Get you a bowl, add them to the bowl, add in a very good dose of salt, and then squeeze in some lime or some lemon. You're going to wash your hair as usual. You're going to use those dried herbs, salt, and lime as a scrub, and you will scrub your scalp. You can scrub your temples, you can scrub behind your ears and on your ears, because negative energy will accumulate into all those spots on our head. And then you will rinse your head in cool and cold water. So your spiritual bath should be cold, and while you are rinsing off your head wash, that should also be cold. And this is because negative spirits, especially spirits like death and chaos, are hot-tempered spirits. And so you combat that hot energy that they are bringing into your life with cold and cool-headed energy. And now let's talk about a floor wash. I've talked about before how when negative energy is sent to us, it will also accumulate within our homes. And so one of the ways that we can get rid of negative energy in our homes is by doing a floor wash. Of course, we can smudge and burn herbs, but I'm going to talk about that in a whole separate video. This video is mainly prioritizing cleansing methods that involve water. So let's talk about creating a spiritual floor wash. So you will boil your herbs in the same way that you would for a spiritual bath. If you want to be very time savvy, you can create your spiritual bath and your spiritual floor wash at the same time. You just create the water and then pour some of that water into your mop bucket and pour the other half into your bowl that you will take to your shower to pour over yourself. Heat up the water, boil the herbs on a medium boil for about 30 minutes. I will pour that water directly into my mop bucket with my usual floor cleanser. So whatever you would usually use to mop your floor, you're just going to add that herbal water to your usual floor wash ingredients. Of course, you can add in things like salt, lemon, Florida water, and if you're dealing with very, very heavy energy, you can add in ammonia. And when you begin your floor wash process, you're going to move from the back of your house to the front of your house. And in each room, you're going to mop from the back of the room to the front of the room. You should really be envisioning yourself pushing that negative energy out of your home. And that's why we move from back to front. And so these 3 methods are essentially what comprise my spiritual routine process. I don't really send spells back and forth. I simply keep my energy very clean inside and out. I leave everything else to my ancestors, to my angels, and to God, as I said at the beginning of this video. And so I hope this was helpful to everybody. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thank you, beautiful people, for watching. May peace and blessings be forever over your life. Selah.